1. Ask. When negotiating, if I want to ask for something big, how should I approach it? Can I just ask it? Is it dangerous or impolite?
Well, in my opinion, that depends on a lot of factors. It depends on how much leverage you have. It depends on how much you are willing to walk away. It depends on how much you understand what's happening in that situation. But if all the factors come together, you should always aim high. You should always try to get the best deal possible. Even if it sounds ridiculous to the other party, you should do your best.
2. Listen. What kind of things should I be specially listening to when I negotiate with someone? What should I do if the other person is not listening to me?
When a person is negotiating, they really want you to listen to them. So, what I recommend you to do is listen to whatever they are saying. Don't interrupt. Don't assume you know what they are going to say. Just pay attention. Repeat back to them what they just told you, and then they will be much more open to your offer or to continue the negotiation.
3. Homework. If I want to come prepared for the negotiation, where should I start? What are the common mistakes people make during the preparation?
Everybody should come prepared to a negotiation. You should know exactly what you are negotiating, what leverage you have. You should understand about, if that's the case, about the market. You should understand your opponent. You should understand what is going to happen in the future to the factor of your negotiation. Yeah, you should always come prepared to a negotiation as much as you can.
4. Walk away. What should I do if I decided that the best thing is to walk away from the negotiation?
Ideally, you should always be able to walk away in a negotiation. When you are willing to walk away, that gives you tremendous power. That gives you a tremendous advantage over your opponent. So if you really cannot walk away in a negotiation, in any case, you don't have leverage.
5. Hurry. Sometimes I am in a hurry to close the deal. Should I just do it quickly? Is it dangerous to be in a hurry?
No, you should never be in a hurry. Negotiation and hurry, negotiation and feelings, those things, they should never mix. So you should have the appropriate time to negotiate. Very often when you negotiate, you have to go over a contract and you should take your time doing so. Negotiations should never be done in a hurry. And if you are excited and if you really want to close the deal, that means you don't have much leverage. So it's not a good idea to be in a hurry.
6. Aiming high. What if I noticed that the other person is aiming very high? Should I walk away? Should I present them with reality?
Well, if you notice that your opponent is aiming high, good for the opponent. They should be doing that. There's nothing wrong with this. You should present them with the reality. Again, I will repeat, if you are willing to walk away in a negotiation, you have a tremendous leverage. But if the other person comes asking for a lot, they could do whatever they want. What you cannot do is don't let yourself be intimidated by that ridiculous offer.
7. Pressure. Is it unethical to pressure the other person in a negotiation?
I don't think it's unethical to pressure your opponent. I think it's not very intelligent. The negotiation is something very cold. You come prepared with an offer and you come prepared to eventually compromise. You come prepared to walk away and you play your cards. It's like a game. But to pressure, what do you mean pressure? Like if you mean like go over the top and make the person feel uncomfortable? No, I don't think it's a good idea.
8. Confident. How can I feel more confident when negotiating?
There are some characteristics in your personality that would make you more confident in a negotiation. It's more difficult when a person is shy. It's more difficult when a person has never negotiated before, but that doesn't mean that you are going to be in a disadvantage in a negotiation at all. Come prepared, do your homework, know exactly what you're doing, know the value of what you are negotiating, know your leverages, come ready.
9. Emotions. What kind of emotions should I be most afraid of when I am negotiating?
Emotions should never be present in a negotiation. No emotion. If you are excited, you lose. If you are afraid, you lose. If you are stressed, you lose. If you are anxious, you lose. Negotiations should be a cold moment where the two parties analyze, decide what is best for both of them. It should not have emotions involved, in my opinion.
10. Tough. Do you think you are a very tough negotiator? Is it a good thing to be a tough negotiator?
I don't think I am an extremely tough negotiator, but recently I discovered I can be. But I don't know if the word is tough. I think to be firm, to stand your ground, to know what you're doing, and to be able to walk away if the person doesn't want to compromise. These things are normally considered as tough. So if that's the case, yeah, I think so.
11. Win-win. Do you think all negotiations can end up being a win-win negotiation?
I think all the negotiations must end up being a win-win negotiation. If the other person, if your opponent in the negotiation is losing, you are kind of losing too. So yeah, every negotiation should be a win-win negotiation.
12. Psychology. Do you know some psychological tricks people use when they are negotiating?
Not many. I know one very interesting psychological trick. You exaggerate the size of your offer. So for example, if you are willing to pay 10,000, you start offering 3,000. You shock the person with like that exaggeration. But I don't know. I don't know if that's a good strategy.
13. Personal. Is it different when you negotiate in your personal life versus at work?
Normally, it's not different. Normally, a good negotiator is a good negotiator at all times, in my opinion. Some jobs require you to be a better negotiator, but that also forces you to be a better negotiator in your personal life. I don't see a difference.
14. Future. Do you think that negotiations will be very different in the future?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't think so, but there are many factors that are coming in place. Negotiations have become less personal nowadays. It's easier to keep it impersonal, which in my opinion is a good thing. Maybe it's a trend, maybe it's a tendency, I don't know. Not sure. What do you think?